From NBC News, this is Today.
For more than 70 years, Billy Graham has inspired millions with his faith and ministry. His impact so profound that a website was devoted to thank you letters that continue to pour in from perfect strangers all over the world.
I think my whole life is a thank you letter to Billy. And thanks to 3 of his 19 grandchildren. Some of those letters are now in a new book aptly titled Thank You, Billy Graham. They are Jerusha Armfield, Aram Chavidjian, and Boz Chavidjian.
All right.
Couldn't any of you just go with Graham? No, it has to be Chavidjian. Welcome, welcome. It's a beautiful book you all have put out by. He gets millions of letters, I know. How did you pick these particular ones?
Well, we, for years, we had people coming up to us and giving us their Billy Graham story. And we one day said, you know, what if we put these stories together, if we can collect them on a website? Because we've heard what famous people have to say about Billy Graham, but what about the people who filled the stadiums and read the books? And so
Millions
we started,
of them.
So we started the website. And
it must have been hard to pare down, because I can only imagine how many beautiful letters popped up on that website.
It really was. That was actually my job, was to edit all of the thousands of stories that we got. And it was really neat to just keep going through these stories and realize that I'm reading about my grandfather and how many lives he's touched. And it was really encouraging.
Even though you knew it intellectually, but then
we knew it, but some of the stories still surprised us. They really did.
Like what sorts of things? Were people thanking them? I know for like marriage issues that he helped resolve, things like that.
Yeah. There was a lot of marriage issues. There was a lot of people who were just kind of at the end of their rope.
Yeah,
you know?
hopeless. They felt hopeless.
Very hopeless, and happened to, one woman stepped on a remote control, and the TV turned to a crusade and turned her entire life around.
You are kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, every member of my family came to faith through Billy's ministry, and I can't even be around him without sobbing my eyes out. I love him so much. And when I was flying in for his 90th birthday, Hoda, I think I told you, flying into the Charlotte area, which is just so gorgeous, and of course, Montreat's right near there. And I was thinking of all the times that he must have flown in after traveling the world in order to impact other people's lives, knowing that he was going to finally get home to his beloved family, because he paid a huge price, he and Ruth both, for his ministry in terms of his own family time that he gave up. And I know you guys know that, but
what was he like as a grandfather? What was he?
You know, that's probably the question we get asked most often, and I think people would like to know that he was just a very normal grandfather, very hands-on grandfather, came to my school programs, just very much. I think people would like to know that behind the scenes, at home in his living room, he is the same humble man.
How was he for you?
He was, I mean, he was as normal as a grandfather can be, while still, you know, fielding phone calls from the President of the United States.
You know who the unsung heroine in the whole thing is? Ruth, his longtime wife, your grandma, who was there through everything. Well, how is he doing today? We have to ask, because he's a little feeble now. We were at his birthday party, but he's doing great, or how is he?
Yes.
Yeah, who wants to take that one?
I saw him just about a month ago, and he's stable but fragile. And you know, when he's 95 years old, you want to hold on to him as long as you can, but I think he's ready to go home and reunite with Tete, my grandmother.
You guys, thank you so much for putting this together.
Would you please give him a hug from me, and Hoda too, when you get back there?
Thank you.
Thanks for being with us.
All right, coming up, yummy treats you can make with your little peeps.
That'll get them excited for Easter right after this.